1. Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2. Get some good, some food in you. Step 3. Think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause of sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2. Get some good, some food in you. Step 3. Think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4. Everybody just do your thing.
Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
Her family has been struggling so much to find answers, and they have been met with lies after lies after lies from a lot of people that proclaim to be this young lady's friends. So
this is Layla Santinello. She has been missing since June 27th, 2023, and she disappeared from Kingsport, Tennessee. Chronicles of Olivia and I went out to Kingsport, Tennessee on several different trips, searching for Layla Santinello or any information leading to her whereabouts. These are my thoughts on this case.
well, I have to be honest with you. I was hoping by now we would have found Layla. So this has been very hard. You know, we want to bring her home. We want to make sure that her family knows what happened to her, I think is really the most important. Her family has been struggling so much to find answers, and they have been met with lies after lies after lies from a lot of people that proclaim to be this young lady's friends. Just like to speak to them just for a moment and just say, if you know something, say something, because her life does matter. For the family members of these people that know what happened to her, it could have been your daughter. It could have been your granddaughter. You need to ask them to stand up and speak up.
So as we're watching Dr. Phil and getting an insight on Summer Wells, you know, we're paying close attention to every piece of words that are coming out of their mouth. We're paying attention to their body language. We're paying attention to every little detail. We're going back. We're fast forwarding forward. We're rewinding back. And so go ahead and shoot that. So Don Wells on here says the first thing he thought of when he realized his daughter was missing is that she was abducted. That was his very first thought. My question is with that, all that greenery, all that trees, all that whole vast land, your first inclination would be that she was abducted? Not that she was lost, not that she went out and played and fell asleep somewhere, in a tree, something. Your first thought was she was abducted. And he says that multiple times, that's his first thought, is that she was abducted. My question is that would have been my first thought, first and foremost. Secondly, why would that have been his first thought? Was he threatened by somebody that he owed maybe money to, that if he didn't pony up, something would happen to his family? If he didn't owe any money, why would that be his first thought? The wife, Candace, has failed and actually got up out of the interrogation with the human lie detectors, the two gentlemen that were there, reading body language and everything else like that, which was a little suspicious because, you're here to try to find answers for your daughter, and especially if you think she was abducted, your first thing would be, selflessness. You're not worried about yourself. You throw everything on the table to save your child, and somebody asks the tough question, and you break down and get up and don't want to talk about it and take your microphone off. This is not conduct of people that had nothing to do or don't know anything. Secondly, it was apparent that Don Wells may have been at work during the time. So why is the wife half, Candace, so upset about stuff? To me, just this little bit I've previewed thus far, I believe she knows a hell of a lot more than she's saying she knows. I think Don now knows that she may have been involved, and that's why he's having some body language, eye blinking pattern issues. But if he was not there at the time she disappeared, I think the mom knows exactly what happened to Summer Wells.
Summer Wells went missing on June 15th, 2021. She disappeared from her home at 110 Ben Hill Road in Hawkins County. On her 2-year milestone, we placed this banner on the side of the road. Since she went missing, she hasn't been heard or seen from again. While I was visiting the area, I saw Don Wells working on his truck and asked him if he'd come down and speak to me, which he did. Don Wells and I had a conversation about his daughter Summer Wells and information related to her disappearance. Don Wells maintains that somebody came on the property and took his daughter away. He still believes after all this time she has been abducted. His family came under heavy scrutiny, but they've maintained their innocence. One thing Don Wells told me is that they have no new leads into anybody that could have been responsible or is responsible for the disappearance of his daughter Summer Wells. Many people across this country want to know what happened to Summer Wells. Where is Summer? If you have any information related to the disappearance of Summer Wells, you are asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day. Well, what is shaking, my beautiful people of YouTube and X? It's nice to see you this morning. As you guys see, I'm focusing on Summer Wells. But we do have our beloved Turkey Man. He's going to come here around 7 o'clock. And we're going to have a little special with him as we roll into the Christmas holiday. It's nice to see you. It is 5 days away from Christmas. But that's okay because we have Merry Christmas, right? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And then we even have this. Just to get us in the spirit of the holiday. I got some new buttons to push if you guys notice. I got some new buttons to push. I know, I'm doing swell here. All right, well, it's nice to see you all this morning. TD Dean, the first in the house. It's nice to see you, Mama Llama, the real me too. And we got... Dun, dun, dun. Hold on. Wait. I know I got this one. We got packages. The real me too sent me Christmas gifts and told me I could not open them until I was online. So we're going to open them together. I don't know what she has in store for me, but we will see. We will see, right? Skittles Crime, it's nice to see you. Lulu's Nana, good morning, guys. Good morning. You guys are going to see a sneak peek. So I am working on something. I am working on my documentary for Summer Wells. And so I did add a little funny at the end of this, but this is literally my first clip that I'm working on. And I'm building an entire documentary based around Summer Wells. So I thought it would be really cool if you guys could get a sneak peek at some of the work that I'm doing behind the scenes. Wild Cherry, it's nice to see you. Toshi, it's nice to see you. Second Thesis 310, good morning. Good morning. Michelle Lynn, it's nice to see you. Big Mac Mike, CCP is up in the house. Say what? Looks like Lisa might be in here. I don't know if she is. Hey, November Rain, Elsie, it's nice to see you. Sweetie Pie is up in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Ronnie is bright and shiny on the West Coast. You're up too darn early. I know it's because those darn cats. I know it. I hope everybody is doing well. Love It is up in the house. Good morning, Love Bug. It's nice to see you. And I am Team Summer. Good morning. Good morning, guys. So it's great to see you all here bright and early. And since you guys are here first, I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek before we get over to the language of letting go. But before we do, I want to have my little, here we go.
In a quarter mile, sharp right onto Ben Hill Road.
Okay. Should be like right here.
In a quarter mile, sharp right onto Ben Hill Road.
So we're coming up around the bend. Our sign is down. Our Summer Wells sign is down. Can't even see their house now.
Sharp right onto Ben Hill Road. In 600 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Don's driveway. Look at this. It looks, I can't see nothing.
You have arrived.
Can't even see their house with all this great greenery. Can you do me one favor, Miss Olivia? Can you go ribbit? Ribbit, ribbit. So as you guys see, I am working on it. I had to downgrade some of the imagery. I had to do 720 in order to get it on this show. But when it's uploaded, it's going to be uploaded in 4K quality. I'm working very, very hard on this documentary for it to be something special, something I've never done. I'm hoping that it brings some light about our journey, you know, in the Summer Wells case and some of the stuff and obstacles that we faced, and, you know, how this emerging true crime genre was unfolding literally before our eyes on the Summer Wells case, and all the crazy that came with it. You know, the Summer still has not been found. She's been missing since June 15th, 2021. She was a beautiful girl that, in all intents and purposes, was born to the wrong family. And that cost her most likely her life. We have not seen or heard from her again. Unfortunately, people have mixed feelings, whether it's the parents or somebody else. I can tell you that I have done extensive research in this case, and everything comes back to that property. Everything comes back to just a handful of players. And unfortunately, those handful of players ends up being her family. I have not gotten off of that yet. I've tried like hell. You know, people don't realize I don't want to be mad at Dawn. I don't want to be mad at Candace. I don't want to be frustrated with them. I don't want to know the things that I know. But I do. And that's not changing. And I had an opportunity to speak with Dawn off the record. And him and I, you know, he can say whatever he wants. But at the end of the day, I asked him, who else do we need to look at? And he said, there's nobody else. And I said, well, we're in a little pickle, because here's the kicker. I didn't have to be nasty with him. I didn't have to yell at him. I didn't have to be rude. I was uplifting. I was in a good mood. And I was like, you know, this is the problem, Don. We got a problem here. You're in a pickle because everything keeps coming back to this property. You know, how do we explain that? Right? How do we explain that? So I'm talking to him, asking him, how can we explain all these things? Why didn't if Summer snatched by a stranger, why no screaming? Why no screaming? None of these things make sense. None of these things make sense. I've talked to enough people out there on Ben Hill Road to know that voice travels. It echoes. Hey, Turkey Man. I hope you're doing well. If you need the link, let me know. Just let me know if you have any problems with the link or you prefer the phone. Whatever you'd like to do, I'm happy to accommodate. So that's really it. So I just wanted to let everybody know that, you know, Summer Wells, everybody's like, you know, why aren't you covering Summer Wells? Why aren't you covering Summer? Because I've covered Summer Wells. Okay. Nothing's changed since the coverage of Summer Wells. My position is the same. It's been modified slightly over time. I think based on information that I learned that honestly, it might be a little more nefarious than what I had originally thought, to be honest with you. And that even upsets me even more. But these are a lot of things, you know, again, it's all speculative at this point. All we can do is document what we went through, document the story from our lens. And, you know, that is it. And I got to tell you, I have a new appreciation for Olivia. I have to be honest with you. I have a new appreciation for her. Let me see if I can pull it up here in the 4K quality. I think it's going to skip, honestly. I really do. I think it's going to skip. Where is that? I think it'll skip, but let me see if I can just pull it up. If I can pull it up, I'll play it in the better quality imagery, but I don't think it's going to. Give me just a second. Because it wouldn't even upload without me downgrading it to 720, and I hate that. But it is actually pretty good. Let's see if it pops up, but I think it's going to skip. I really do think it's going to skip. We'll see. Let me just see what it does.
1/4 mile, sharp right onto Ben Hill Road.
I'm having some audio issues. Just give me a second. Let me fix my audio issues that I'm having here behind the scenes. It's so frustrating sometimes. I try to get this stuff taken care of before the but I can see when I have audio issues for whatever reason, it screws with my doohickey. Hold on a second. Hopefully this fixes the problem. We'll see if this fixes the problem. It may or may not. It's saying my connection is unstable, so I know I've got an audio issue somewhere. Let's just try to roll with it.
In 1/4 mile, sharp right onto Ben Hill Road.
Is it coming in better? Okay. It should be like right here.
In 1/4 mile, sharp right onto Ben Hill Road.
So we're coming up around the bend. Our sign is down. Our Summer Wells sign is down. Can't even see their house now.
Sharp right onto Ben Hill Road. In 600 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Dawn's driveway. Do a 2-point turn. Look at this. It looks. I can't see nothing.
You have arrived.
Can't even see their house with all this great greenery. Can you do me one favor, Miss Olivia? Can you go ribbit?
Ribbit, ribbit.
I threw that in. I know Olivia's going to kill me for throwing that in, but I threw that in. I couldn't help myself. I really couldn't help myself. So before Turkey Man comes up here to read us the Christmas story, again, I just wanted a few moments just to advocate for Summer Wells. Summer Wells is a missing a 7-year-old now. She's going to be turning 8 here very, very shortly, and she's been missing for some time. Again, we've had a few. We've had a few sightings of her. Law enforcement checked those sightings out. There was one at a hotel room. They did locate the girl, so they absolutely know for a fact that the girl that was called in was not Summer Wells. So as of to date, the best of my knowledge, Summer Wells hasn't been seen or heard from since that day, since June 15th. The issue with Summer Wells' case is the fact that she was out with her family all that day. One thing that Don did confirm with me while I met with him just in this last trip to Tennessee was that he did confirm DCF was at his house around 6:30, 7 o'clock the night before. There's parts of the conversation that I promised Don that I wouldn't discuss. I gave him my word. So that's about as much of that conversation as I'm willing to go on the record with right now. Just the fact that, which we all knew, that the Department of Family Services did go out there the day before. Well, I've always wondered about that, but I've never had any concrete evidence of that other than people saying that it happened. I did hear that Don Wells had acknowledged it in the past, but I didn't know the time in which they went out there to the home. And so it was confirmed by Don. It was in the evening hours the night before. So literally almost 24 hours before she disappeared. They were going to close the case, according to Don. But again, that is as much as I think I'm okay to say without, violating my word to Don Wells. But there is that. And, let's talk about the 14th as opposed to the 15th, because I think the 14th holds a lot of key information. Okay. Because a couple things happen. We know that DCS, I know now 100% confirmed for me that DCS was over at his house the evening before Summer Wells disappeared. Now let's backtrack. Earlier that morning, okay, let's backtrack. I've only got 6 more minutes. Turkey Man, if you want to hit that StreamYard link and come on and get in the back studio, you can go ahead and do so. We have to go back to the Dudley interview. Okay, this is my problem. Now it's starting to paint a little bit of a picture here. During Dudley's interview, he was adamant, absolutely adamant, that Don Wells was showing weird behavior the day before on the 14th. He said he came into work. Don Wells was in a tub, slumped over. That was the morning before. He said he had never seen, this is the day that Dudley was fired from his job. So we're talking about the day before Summer Wells disappeared. The day before Summer Wells disappeared, Dudley acknowledged that Don Wells was having strange behavior. He was slumped over in the bathroom or in the tub. He was laying in the tub, and he walks in and he said he just had this look of desperation and grief on his face. Something to that. We'll have to go back to the Dudley interview. We're not going to do that today because we've got a guest coming up, but we are going to go back. We are going to review that interview. And I just think I think this is a clue. I really do. I think it's a major clue. We have Don Wells acting strange the morning before DCS comes to the house. The afternoon before DCS comes to the house, he fires Dudley. Then DCS comes to the house. He deals with them. Something happens that was a little peculiar that evening that I can't discuss. And then the next day, she's gone. Less than 24 hours after that visit from just the Department of Children and Family Services. I want that to sink into everybody that's watching and listening, because that is a huge clue. Huge clue. So we're going to go back. We're going to go back to the original video. You guys are going to hear it. And then we're going to have Turkey Man come up. Turkey Man, you didn't, let me just go up here and see what Turkey Man said, if he wants to come up on the phone or up on the panel. Let's see here. I know he's here. He'll call in. Okay. All right, Turkey Man, whenever you're ready to call in, the phone lines are open. I believe you do have the phone number as the 724 number that I called you from yesterday. Let me remove this. Wrong one. And let me make sure I got this all on where I need it to be. Yes, it is. All right. So Turkey Man, whenever you're ready to call, the phones are officially open for you. So what we're going to do is when Turkey Man comes up here, he's going to do his thing. He's going to pray over us. It's coming up to Christmas. You know, he's going to be reading a Christmas story. Oh, you're on the wrong phone. Oh, you're going to have to delete me or remove me in the background, mute me in the background, Turkey Man, but you're going to have to call on the 724 number. Maybe I should just call Turkey Man. Hold on. Hold on, Turkey Man. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call. There we go. I'll put you on the phone. There we go. There we go.
Good morning.
Well, good morning. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Doing well.
Okay,
It's
before you
my
before you start, let me I'm gonna put jingle bells on. You just give me just a second because we gotta make we gotta set the tone.
there you go. And before I get on there, thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Hold on. All right. Thank you for letting me bring that in. So, Turkey Man, I'm just going to let you have the floor.
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I sure been missing talking to all the coffee club members and coffee beans. Uh, Kind of been messed up here for me to get a hold of you guys. Sometimes my technology just goes so far.
We
But
understand that. We absolutely understand that. But we've been bouncing around between a couple channels, so we understand it's been a little confusing.
well, I think I've caught you now, so you have to put up with me because I've been missing you guys. Uh, this is probably my favorite time of the year. I do love spring when seasons going on, and hunting turkeys. But I tell you what, there's nothing like this time of year for me because it seems like for most part people in a good mood, they're in a good spirit, and I want to share today with you, the good people. You know, when I was a kid, I come from a big family, and I remember having, nothing for Christmas much, and then I remember having a lot for Christmas as Dad got more better in his job and money come a little bit easier. But I was thinking of those things of when we had Christmases and we just sat around with the family and went to visit our grandparents and their aunts and uncles and cousins and all those things. I just remember that time, and I'm going to share with you guys something. I think I can share. I can share this with Miss Miss Betty, and she can show it a little later. But this year we got ready to put our Christmas tree up, and I told my wife, I said, if I can find it, I said I'm gonna put up Grandpa's old tree, and he had a aluminum Christmas tree and had a colored wheel that rotated around the tree, and I remember that so well as a kid in that old farmhouse, and that seemed like it brought the outdoors inside, man, all the lights and stuff inside, and it just amazed me. And this tree was made back in the 1950s, and last time I remember it being up, my grandfather passed away in the 70s, and so I remember that Christmas that he put it up. And when I got the Christmas tree after my grandmother had passed, and all the family members come in, and the cousins and the aunts and uncles and would get certain things, and I waited the last minute. I told Mom, she called me, says the grandkids are going to come and they can pick one item as they go, and the rest of what's left over we're going to put in the rummage sale. I said, well, let everybody pick, and I'll come in before dark. and I'll pick what's left. I'll pick something. And that Christmas tree was in the box, and it was laying there, and the wheel was missing. And I got it and I put it up. So I had not touched it in several years, 20 years, 15 years, several years. And so I told my wife, if I can find that Christmas tree, well, that'll be our Christmas seed this year. So I put that tree together. And if you guys know what I'm speaking of, they're just aluminum branches that you put in holes on a wooden post, 2 poles. They come together and puts on a stand. And I got so emotional when I realized as I was putting it together that the last person that touched that was free, as my grandfather had put it away with my grandfather. And I was thinking about that, how special it was. So we put it up and put ornaments on it. Went and bought new glittery ones to kind of match the tree itself. And so we put those ornaments on it, and Amazon, you can get anything on Amazon, and got one of those wheels, and it come in, and I plugged it in, and that tree just come to life, and it brought back memories of the past, that old farmhouse, and going to grandma's and grandpa's and all the cousins from 8 boys and their wives, and most of them had at least 2 kids, and some had 6 or 7. But all of us coming together, and that I think is so great and so important about this time of year of coming together with friends and family members, and just it ain't the presents, it's receiving that spirit that we give to one another, that spirit that that goodness that we have, and all the things in the world kind of doesn't matter no more at that moment and that time. And I think that's something we need to look at this year as you spend time with your family or your neighbors or whoever you may be, that you get with someone. If someone doesn't have someone, invite them into your home. Maybe there's someone they're all their family members have passed and they don't have anybody really there. Make sure that they have a place that is welcome. I was thinking that, Miss Betty. I was thinking at that point in time, and I remember the funny things. When I grew older, money come about a little better, and toys and stuff like that got more. You'd kind of look forward to that. And you'd lose what Christmas was about if you wasn't careful. But I remember I had an old BB gun from years back, and I'd reached my early teens, I guess it was 13 or 14, and I wanted this rifle, that particular rifle I wanted, and so I'd asked mom and dad. I said, it's pool your money, and it's not, that's all I want is that rifle. Well, of course, being a kid and doing things kids do and think everything, I found where that rifle was hid. And what temptation comes in, I've got to look at it. So nobody's around, so I take it out of the package and I looked at it. All but shot it. I was excited to get it. And come think about it, I probably was about 12 and 11 or 12 at that time. Anyhow, I looked at it and I put it back in the box and put it back where it was at. Become Christmas time to open, I already knew what was in that box. And so I kind of set it aside. I was opening other gifts that I received. And my mother said, open that big box, open that big box. And I will in a minute. So finally I reached down and I got the box, and I was going to try to act surprised, Miss Betty. Now, mamas, you know how mamas are. Mamas know best. You know what I mean?
Mamas know everything.
Oh yeah. Somehow or another, she knew that I'd got in it. And so what she had done is she took my rifle out and my old rusty BB gun that I had as a kid, she put that in its place. And when I opened the present. There's that rusty BB gun instead of my new rifle. I didn't know where to. I knew I'd been caught, and it was so funny. To this day, she was. She brings up how much fun she had on pulling that on me. But
I
those
bet.
things there, those things there are so special with us. How about yourself?
Yeah, I've got some Christmas stories, but I think the Christmas stories that I have, they go back to Georgia, believe it or not. Some of the funnest Christmases I have was us packing up and going to my uncle's house. And my uncle, he lived in this little spick town. He's gone now. But he lived in this little spick of a town. It was just, I mean, literally one traffic light in the whole entire town. 15 minutes, you're in, you're out. Well, I guess it's a little longer because it's more rural, but you get the drift. But we had an amazing time there. And this is a house, because I'm a Florida girl. We were raised with TV and all this stuff. And when you go to Fitzgerald, Georgia, there's nothing. They don't even believe in TVs. So, but we always seem to have the most fun when we unplugged as a little kid for Christmas and we were around our family. That's really the memories that I have. I just remember. But I was raised in my Christmases were gorgeous. They were beautiful. But they always ended with problems, most of the Christmases growing up. So, and those are the only times that we had, no problems.
Yeah. Well, I think that puts everything in perspective. That this time of year, when people can't get along because of what it's about, the true meaning of Christmas, and it changes everything. It makes a person want to check on someone that they wouldn't check on, speak to someone they wouldn't speak to. It makes an opportunity to make things new, so to speak.
Hmm.
And I think I think that's what's really important about Christmas, about the spirit of Christmas. And I was before we get into the Christmas story, which is I'm looking forward to sharing with everybody here in a little bit. But I, everybody's got a favorite movie, and mine is It's a Wonderful Life. And every Christmas Eve, when our daughter was with us, and we'd sit down and we got through with everything, I would tape the Christmas story because it's always on uh, one channel or another, and I'd hit that record button. So then I would play it, and we'd watch the Christmas story. Uh, it's a Wonderful Life, so to speak. That was my Christmas story. I thought of. It's a Wonderful Life. There is one you'll shoot your eye out called this Christmas story. But my movie, the one I enjoyed, was A Wonderful Life, Jimmy Stewart, and it's got a story there that sometimes he got down to where he just wanted to take his own life, and then his guardian angel Clarence come and it showed him that life wouldn't be the same without him. And that's true with each one of us. Uh, if the Lord hadn't sent me direction to follow your show and all, we wouldn't be doing this without you know without you being born and without myself. We are given a special gift, and I want everybody to remember. Sometimes we feel like that we're left out or don't know. Uh, I want us to remember that you are a special gift, but also Christ come. We celebrate His birthday, and before I get off here, and or I like to have other people to talk if they can. I'm gonna read the Christmas story, and it's in uh, Luke the second chapter, and starting at the first verse. He said, "And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augusta that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made with Cyrenus, the governor of Syria. and all went to be taxed, every one unto his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth unto Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because of his house, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there went out in the same country shepherds abiding in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angels of the Lord came unto them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were so afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all the people. For unto you this hour, unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you, and ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of heavenly hosts praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill toward men. And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said one to another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord hath made known unto us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph and the babe lying in a manger. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which was told to them concerning this child. And all that heard it wondered of those things which were told them by the shepherds. And Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, as it was told to them. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful New Year. And Miss Betty, God bless you. We love you guys, and take care.
God bless you too. Thank you so much. Before you leave, would you say a prayer over us? A lot of us are, struggling as we're approaching the Christmas holiday. We've got some weight on our shoulders. We've got some, good stuff, some triumphs. We've got some bad stuff, So maybe just say a nice prayer over all of us, everybody that's on the channel today, and those that are suffering.
I would love to.
Guys, bow your head. Hold on. Bow your heads, guys, for those that would like to participate.
Our gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to bring your word from your word. Ask, Lord, that you would just be with everyone within our voice that hears this, that they would put you in their heart and know the true meaning of Christmas. It's not about the gifts, but the gift that you come and died for our sins, that we should live. We know that there's someone out there that just doesn't know you, doesn't understand. We understand that. We know at this time that you can touch them, that they would know the peace that comes with you, that fear that they were having when you were born, and that fear is not of you. The fear that you have is not of you. It's not part of you, but you come with joy, peace, and love. And above all things, love, that we love one another, that we treat each other the way you would have us treat one another. And thank you so much for your gift. And thank you so much for this show and this program. Bless Miss Betty. Bless this YouTube page, and that she reach people in the right manner, and people will receive it as a spirit it's been given. And we just love you so much, Lord. And these things we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. That was a little loud. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. It's going to die down in just a second. Give it a second. They're happy that you're here. Thank you so much, Turkey Man, for your time and just your graciousness this beautiful morning.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, guys, we had our wonderful Turkey Man on today. It's just been amazing. Where's my I had my little page here. There we go. Let's do that one. I wanted to get that off before I popped it back up here because we don't want to accidentally dox somebody, right? I mean, that does happen, especially with me because I'm not a techie person. So, wow, that really just filled me up this morning. It was just a precious little moment that we got to have with Turkey Man. Thank you for sharing that with us. And of course, the beautiful prayer over us. Now, getting back to kind of Summer Wells, which is kind of the topic that we kind of went with today. You know, I've been working on getting the documentary. I've got a lot of work. I'm hoping that the documentary will be dropped within the next 2 to 3 weeks. But it's going to take a lot of work, as you can imagine. That intro, like I say, I have a new appreciation for Olivia because this is I've decided to put my creative hat on for this project, and it is going to be all me. So what you see is what you get. If there's mistakes in it, it's because I'm impatient. Like Olivia, she's so patient. She's so patient, and she just does this stuff. And, you know, I'm just kind of, I like my raw footage, and I do raw footage work. I don't really put together presentations or, you know, productions. And this one is going to be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in it because this was a precious little girl that disappeared. And, you know, the stuff that let us out there was the behaviors of the parents. And I didn't want to believe that they had anything to do with this child missing. I really didn't, but everything was just leaning that way. It was hard not to notice their behavior. It was hard to not to notice their lack of appearance at certain key places, right? Like, you know, you got a missing child, but you're not out there searching. You're not trying to, you know, get searched. We see people that have missing children all the time that have absolutely nothing to do with their child disappearing. A couple examples: Brandy Neal. That's one that was really near this one. She lost her child over in Fruitland, Idaho, like, you know, 45 days, somewhere around there, 30 to 45 days after Summer went missing. He disappeared on July 27th, 2021. So not too far after she disappeared. And you saw the grit in that lady. She was hell bent on finding her son, searching, posting flyers. She came under heavy scrutiny, which most people do when they come to social media for help. Some social media creators help. Some people exploit. Some just throw problems into the case, intentional problems, just to cause problems in the case because they can. It's kind of you know, a little sick. But then you've got, you know, like Jen Santinello. She's searching, she's posting, she's talking, she's going social media. There's just a lot of examples that we can get. Crystal Rogers, her father, Tommy Ballard, lost his life trying to find answers for his daughter. Irene, it's nice to see you, love. I'm glad to see you over here. You know, so you have people, we have great examples of parents that have lost children or have kids that have disappeared, been abducted, you know, or not coming home. We have parents that have had this, and we see their behavior. And then we try to take their behavior, which we have a lot of examples of, And we try to apply that behavior to, oh, and by the way, hi, Boucher Street. I'm so sorry. I saw you come in and I forgot to say hi. Pebbles, hi. Is there somebody else that I forgot? I think there was a few people that came in here that I forgot to say hi to. So just a big blanket. Amanda, it's nice to see you. Tracy, it's nice to see you. I haven't seen you here in a while. Nani, it's nice to see you as well. So MJ, I think that might be it. If I've missed you, just good morning. It's nice to see you. Happy hump day, by the way, guys. We're going to be humping this day out, right? We're going to be like, yeah, baby, we got this. And we're going into the Christmas holiday. What? So, and so that was really our first impression of Don Wells, right? Is this behavior, this horrible behavior, him referring to his daughter in past tense, him talking about, like, even if, I mean, we have a lot of missing parents, and I think everybody, especially, like Charlotte Senna, you have people that are abducted, and while, there are bad things that can happen. There are bad things that can happen. But when children are abducted, we typically want to think of positivity, like as a parent. I don't think the parents of Charlotte, oh, thank you, our first new member. Wrong one. I like this one a little better. So the Edit twins literally were the first to be the members on Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. I am so excited. I still just can't believe it. And then, as I said, oh, there's my mouse is finally back. My mouse quit working on me. I don't like these little mouses. They just cause me so many problems. Oh, thank you. Well, I love you too. Thank you so very much. That is awesome. I appreciate that. And she is part of the Coffee Club Bedhead crew. There's a lot of Bettys, but I think we like Bedhead Betty the best. I really do. I think we like Bedhead Betty the best. So it's nice. I'm trying to figure out how to do the gift memberships on here. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out because I'm going to drop some gift memberships for you guys, but I haven't figured it out yet. Oh, Sonia, thank you. Building up the membership over here. Yeah, we're having some problems on the other channel, and it's petty BS, YouTube BS that's just trying to cause financial problems for us. And it's just sad that they're choosing to do this right around Christmas. And I'm pretty sure their Christmas is probably going to be really horrible because karma is awful. I'm sorry. I like to do good because it's the right thing to do. I don't engage in all that pettiness and drama. And it's Christmas. People should be trying to help people, uplifting people, not trying to take them out and destroy them. But you know what? That shows you the character of some people. Anyways, getting back to Summer Wells, the problem here with this whole situation and Summer Wells disappearing is the facts of the case. Here is the facts of the case. She was gone. Obviously, we had some weird behavior with Dawn the day before. Dudley was fired. CPS shows up at their house. So that's kind of how it is, right? In the morning, he's in a tub, slumped over. Dudley arrives. By that afternoon, before anybody goes home from work, Dudley's fired from his job. Dawn goes home. CPS shows up. Dawn gets up, goes to work. Nobody has any of the kids. The boys apparently don't have phones, food, or supervision this day. I don't believe it. I think they went to work with their father. That's what the evidence leads. But again, law enforcement would have better details than me. But the information I've got is he was at work, and he was at work with his two boys. He left there around between 1:30 and 2:30. According to the people that work with him, he left there, and they can't, because they weren't working in the same house as him. Like they told me, they cannot confirm if he came back, and if he did come back, what time he came back. But they do know he left between 1:30 and 2, 1:30 and 2:30, which lines right up with it just so happens to lines right up perfectly with about the time that Candace is dropping off Hunter and starting to head home from Hunter's house. I'm just saying, it's just a little odd to me, timeline wise, that Dawn has the boys. Dawn's leaving around the same time. Oh, thank you. God bless you. If you received your gift, I need to get over there. So at least we have gift memberships. As soon as I get over there, I'll figure out how to do it. But Edit Twins, thank you. Thank you so much. First five Bullhorn Betty gift memberships on the new channel. God bless you guys. I love this. You guys are ultra amazing. Thank you. Thank you. So now that we have that, so now Summer Wells went out with her mother. So how the day kind of started, according to everything we know. Okay, there might be some details. I'm kind of going off of my brain from what I knew 2 years ago. Okay, so I probably should have came here and updated myself on the case, but it is what it is. Do your own research. If I get one minor detail wrong, it's the exact police can just have their meltdown. But when we were out there, so how it started is around 7-ish, 7:30-ish, around that time, apparently Grandis, we're going to call her Grandis. She doesn't like it. Her name's Candace Harrer, and then we have Candace Bly, but it's just too confusing for me to say Candace and Candace. You guys are not going to be able to differentiate which Candace I'm speaking of. So we're going to call Grandis. Grandis is what everybody knows her as. It's not to be disrespectful to the lady. It's just how people know her. So she gets up and apparently has some type of knee problems. I have questions about this because we know that she went to a doctor just days before this and received a prescription from that doctor as well. But I digress. We're not going to get into my theory as to why she's really going to this hospital. That morning, Grandis goes to the hospital and Candace drops Grandis off. Now she has Summer with her and nobody else. It's just Summer, Grandis, and her. They're in a truck that has no air conditioning. It's probably, it's an old beater. So while they're dropping Grandis off, apparently Candace calls Hunter or texts Hunter and tells him to call her. One of the two happened. Okay. I'm foggy on the details. It's insignificant for this story. Okay. So for the exact police, again, have your meltdown. But if you need to know the specifics of that, please go do your own research. So she ends up asking Hunter, there's some kind of, tiff and confrontation, heated relationship at this moment for whatever reason. And it was probably over a guy because we heard about Jose. There was some kind of tiff between Allie, Hunter's mom, and Candace. So that's what was so bizarre about that whole exchange, the call or the text to get him to call to see if he wanted to go out with her. So he asked his mother, Allie, if he can go out with Candace, if they wanted to go fishing, which, again, no fishing poles, but that's okay. That's okay. We still have an idea of why Candace was so close to Hunter and why she wanted to hang out with Hunter. But we're not, for the purposes of this conversation, we're not going to go into those details either. So she goes over there. Apparently, there's a few stories that go around related to Summer. Now, was Summer Wells already in her bathing suit when she arrived, or was she changed into the bathing suit in the living room of Allie's house? Okay. Those are questions. I don't know the answer to it 100%. So I'm going to give you guys both. It could be either or. Do your own research, make your own opinion, based upon the facts that you find. So I don't know how she got into the bathing suit, but it is my understanding she was in the bathing suit before she made it to the water hole. Thank you, the real me too. God bless you. God bless you. So when she gets to the, she goes over there, she picks up Hunter. Apparently they're there for a few minutes. I truly believe she changed Summer there, but there is some, Summer could have been already in her bathing suit. I just don't think it is. I think she's changed her over at Allie's house, but I digress. That's my opinion, not fact. They go out to the water hole, and according to the people at the horse stables, I spoke to the people at the horse stables. They were in a white truck. We know that they were in the white truck. The white truck has no AC. This is the white truck that we had that infamous video of Summer Wells being on the milk jugs. I truly believe those are the milk jugs coming home from the store that afternoon when Hunter wasn't in the car. She was laying on the milk jugs. Remember, they got milk and cheese. So she was laying on those milk jugs before she got home, obviously asleep or something, right? Or something. We'll leave it at or something. When they get home, according to Candace, this little bit of milk and cheese, because Hunter had told Chris McDonough that when they went to the store, the grocery store, that him and Summer were out in the car for like an hour or longer, and that they had to get a lot of groceries in the store. Well, Candace's story was wildly different. She said, no, that's not true, that she was only in the store for a few minutes, that all she needed to get was some milk and cheese. But then when she describes getting home, she describes when she got home, Summer pops up. So she's on the milk. Okay. Doesn't look too good, by the way. But when they pull into the driveway, Summer just pops up out of the truck. And the boys come running out to help mommy, dutifully help mommy put away the milk and cheese. So they didn't go into the store for hours. They didn't buy a massive amount of groceries like Hunter said. According to Candace, they bought milk and cheese. However, it took 2 boys, 2 adults, and Summer Wells to unload the milk and cheese and divide the milk and cheese to split it up between what was hers and what was Grandis's so she could take it over to Grandis. Again, none of this stuff is making sense because you don't need 6 people for a little bit of milk and cheese. You definitely don't need 6 people to divide the food either. So I digress. These are small little details that really are insignificant, or are they? Or are they? Because we still have to take into consideration that Summer, which many of us believe were dying on those milk jugs, obviously that photo was literally taken right before they got home, which is right before Summer Wells disappeared. Again, I spoke to many of you guys know, and you guys know I'm not lying. So, people can go bash Betty videos out about how I don't like Don and blah, blah, blah. I'm mean, right? I'm mean. I wouldn't be so mean to him if he'd give me his wife. Let's be honest, right? I wouldn't be so mean to him if he gave me his wife, because she's the one I want to talk to, right? She's the one. She's the one. She's the one that needs to come up here and say something. God bless you. God bless you. It's me, Jen, gifted a membership. You guys received a gifted membership this beautiful morning on the Bullhorn Betty True Crime, our Crime Stories channel. Please don't forget to say thank you to the beautiful people that sponsored your membership. Thank you. Thank you, Nurse Sandy. God bless you guys. I love it. I love it. So now we're fast forward. So they're coming home. They need 5 people to unload milk and cheese. And then the dutiful mom, the beautiful and dutiful mom that Candace Bly is, she makes sure that she walks her daughter into the house, or at least sees her walk in and hollers, "Hey boys, watch your sister. Your perfect mommy is going to help your perfect grandma. So I'll be back in just a few moments, okay? But be sure to watch your sister, because we do that around here. Just like we keep our house clean and we have wholesome meals where we sit the whole family down and have family time too." Little weird for me. Thank you, Jen. God bless you. Little weird for me. Got to be honest with you. None of it makes sense up to this point. But I digress, right? So she's doing her thing. They're planting plants, They decided to plant cactuses. A 5-year-old kid has now got her hands digging in dirt and planting pokey, prickly cactuses in dirt, sand that has obvious weeds growing out of it. But I mean, they were just planted. I mean, I digress. Just minor details that we don't need to pay attention to. Just minor details we don't need to pay attention to. But apparently, this child decides to go out and dig her hands in some dirt and decides to have a whole bunch of thorns and pricks in her hands as well. Maybe she was crying to me. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. But hey, this is the story. So she's planting these things either way, one way or another. After they planted, she walks Summer over to the thing and just hollers in there. They like the good mom that she is. "Hey, boys, watch your sister," right?
Make sure she doesn't trip over the pile of crap that we have all over the place in the house. Make sure she doesn't break her neck going down to the dungeon, you know, but that's okay. So, you know, she's out there doing something. Apparently some stranger scales a mountain. Now, guys, if you have not seen this property, once you see it, had it been any other property, I have to be honest with you. Had it been any other property in Tennessee and he pulled this, she was abducted, they would have been hook, line, and sinker. I mean, really, any other property in Tennessee, you could pull this abduction theory with, right? It's their property that makes it impossible. It's not that we want to pick on Don Wells or Candace Bly. It's their property. It's their property. There's one way up and one way down. Like people know, like they're trying to make these dog trails. Okay, just because a dog can maneuver a dog trail doesn't mean a human being that stands, 5 feet or taller can. Okay, anybody that's 130 pounds is going to roll like a basketball down that freaking mountain. Maybe not a dog, but somebody like me and you are. So you have to look at that. And people are taking, oh, well, there's a dog trail there. Did you see the dog trail? Until you look at that dog trail, you need to ask yourself if a human being could be capable of scaling that dog trail with a kicking and screaming child in tow. No, they can't. They would have been in the freaking, the creek that's around the property, the moat around the property. I'm going to call it a moat because that's the way it feels. Like this is a castle on the top of a mountain, guys. I mean, a crap castle, but it's a castle on top of a freaking mountain. I mean, you've seen Marissa. She tried to climb it. What did she do? She looked like a freaking basketball as she's tearing the trees down on her way down. Like you can't scale that. You can go up the driveway, folks. That's how you get there, up the driveway. You can't take most cars up the driveway. Only 6 cylinders are larger and 4-wheel drive. That's how you get to their house. If you do not have those things, those minimum requirements, you're not even driving up to their property. It is almost next to impossible. And let me say this again, next to impossible to get up that mountain without using that driveway. And even then, walking up that driveway, it is very extended. It's rough. It's rough. Okay. It's rough on the butt. It's rough on the legs. It's rough on the knees. It's rough. So while I don't know what happened on that property, right? I don't know what happened. I don't know where Summer went. What I can tell you is that she did not scream because everybody, and I mean everybody, hears the noises from that place. People on the other side of the mountain can hear their physical altercations at 110 Ben Hill Road. I know, I have witnesses. I have multiple witnesses that can state that. I've got another witness on the other side of the mountain that sits there and says that the day that she disappeared, he could hear Candace screaming for Summer, but never once that entire day did he ever hear a peep out of Summer. And he said if on the other side of his mountain, he can hear Candace calling, he definitely knows that if that child was anywhere around that house, that child would have also heard her mother calling. No sounds from Summer whatsoever. No sounds from Summer whatsoever outside of the water hole. Okay? The water hole is the last time we see her up, we see her active, we see her smiling, and we see her alive. The next photo and video that we received of Summer Wells appeared that she's laying on cold water, or cold milk jugs, and looks like she is dying. And that is before they got home, because remember, when they got home, they unloaded that very milk that she's laying on. Let's not forget. But no screams, no laughs, no nothing. From the water hole to the time they got home, nobody heard Summer's voice again. They say they did. We have to trust their statement because we weren't there. But she has videos of her earlier that day, and she has videos of Summer when she was coming home.
And I got to tell you, those two videos from the time she was at the summer well or at the water hole to the time we saw her on the milk jug, we have two different summer wells on that same day. One that looks lively and healthy and one that just doesn't. I have a problem with that. Now, getting to the day of her abduction, alleged abduction, her disappearance, Summer Wells' disappearance. She apparently disappeared at 4:30 in the afternoon, yet it took the parents 2 additional hours to call law enforcement. These are things we can't change. These are not faked facts. What we know is these are the facts. Don was acting weird the early morning hours of the 14th. He fired Dudley by the afternoon. He had CPS at his house on the evening of the 14th. The 15th, Summer Wells, within 24 hours of that Department of Children and Family Services appointment and them coming out physically to that house, within 24 hours, Summer Wells is never heard or seen again. So people may call me crazy. They may not like me. Not my problem. Not my problem. What is my problem is the facts don't lie, and the facts are leading one way and one way only. Law enforcement has maintained that they are, even after 2 solid years of investigation, they have adamantly maintained there is no evidence of an abduction. The abduction theory is off the table. So once you remove that, and the hate channels are going to have to accept it, that even after all this time, our law enforcement has absolutely maintained that very fact since the beginning of this case. But hey, you know what? They don't want to listen to law enforcement unless it bodes in their favor, unless it goes with their narrative. But at the end of the day, when law enforcement was most active on this case, that means they had the FBI. The FBI, we know the FBI don't play. They had the FBI, they had TBI, and they had the corrupt Hawkins County working on this, among other resources and organizations. And with all of them, those 3 organizations alone, the FBI, TBI, and the corrupt Hawkins County, have all maintained there is no evidence of an abduction. So you don't have to trust Hawkins County. And hell, you don't even have to trust TBI. But I have a problem when you have FBI, TBI, and the corrupt Hawkins County saying that there's no evidence of an abduction. Now that's called corroboration. You've got 3 organizations independent of each other making those assertions. So I'm going to say right now, this child was not abducted based upon the information provided to us by law enforcement. So now that we have that removed, what does it leave us with? That's what the hate channels are going to have to deal with. They're going to have to deal with the fact that she was not abducted. Now they need to go back to the drawing board and find out what happened to her. Because we've watched all these cases go on. I can tell you Jennifer Santinello has been cleared of any wrongdoing in her child disappearance. I don't know where the allegation came from, but I can only imagine, right? I can only imagine. Brandy Neal was cleared of any wrongdoing in her son's disappearance. There's been a lot of parents that are cleared very early on in the disappearance of their child. Charlotte Senna's parents were cleared very early on in the disappearance of Charlotte. They were not deemed a suspect or a person of interest. However, here in the Summer Wells case, as we're approaching mile marker number 3, Donald Wells, Candace Bly, and Candace Harrer have never been cleared in the disappearance of Summer Wells. However, many other people have. Many other people have been cleared. Can you explain why a stranger would be cleared from any wrongdoing in Summer Wells' disappearance, but her parents can't? These are questions that people need to be asking, because these are legitimate questions that need to be answered. Summer Wells has not been seen again, and until she is deemed deceased, which is our responsibility at this point, because nobody's fighting for this child. And I accept us, right? Except social media. Nobody's fighting for this child. Nobody in Hawkins County really gives a damn. Like, news is barely covering it, right? National media, forget it. We're not getting any notifications from the corrupt Hawkins County. We haven't gotten one scintilla of an update from TBI. We've never gotten an update by the FBI, and never will. Like, that's like, pulling teeth. I mean, if they have to say something, it's begrudgingly, and it is word salad. It is word salad statement. As vague as you can possibly be. That's the FBI, right? So what do we do? This is my suggestion, and I've been proclaiming it from some time. We have some tools at our disposal. But here's the kicker. We know Hawkins County is corrupt. We know Hawkins County is broke. How are they going to run an investigation like the one that Summer Wells needs with what they've got? They can't. They can't. They need to turn over jurisdiction to either TBI or the FBI. I would prefer TBI or prefer the FBI, but hey, a step forward is a step forward, right? So we need to find a way to pressure TBI to take over the case. And this is the way I recommend, if we can get a bunch of creators together to help have a great messaging. The messaging needs to go to TBI. That needs to be our first step. I feel like if we go and try to get the FBI to take over this case, we're going to have a bigger uphill mountain than just getting TBI to take it. But I think because of the litany of corruption in Hawkins County, I think if we can masterfully detail the corruption in their county, their lack of ability to properly investigate this due to their lacking of finances and budgetary issues and budgetary constraints, I think we can really hone in if we do it in a massive amount of people, hundreds to thousands of people that get on this campaign. I really truly believe with a little bit of, elbow grease, I think that we can get this case moved out of Hawkins County, corrupt Hawkins County, and into TBI's hands. And that, to me, is where this case needs to be. TBI has a hell of a lot more resources. They have the money. They have the detectives. They have what it takes to get this case closed and finally resolved. And that's what we need. That's what we need. Until my daughter was found, I would be screaming from every rooftop every day. My youngest daughter passed. I'm sorry. A dozen years later, the pain is still here. I am so sorry to hear that. Utter chaos. But yeah, I mean, people that have missing children know what lengths they're willing to go. And we have to apply that standard to Dawn and Candace. Did they meet the test? Did they pass the test? And the answer is no, they flunked. And they flunked miserably. We didn't do that to them. They did that to themselves. It's so easy to blame everybody else. But at the end of the day, they're the ones that had these statements. They're the ones that chose to behave this way. They're the ones that chose to say some vile, disgusting stuff that would be enough to break a grown man to his knees. And he was saying it with a straight face. People have problems with that. They worry about how I talk. Well, what about this man? That was awful. And not only that, but I've also told Don, listen to this. I tried to give Don some direction, because he has proclaimed about a year ago that he's changed. And, and I told him then, I said, Don, I said, you got to get away from these horrible channels with bad reputations and get with good channels, because nobody's going to believe you keep hanging out with the crap that got you into this position to begin with. And he said he understood. But the minute you turn around, he's back on those crap channels again, doing the same grimy crap that he was doing before. Next thing you know, Candace has a black eye. I didn't do that. No other creator did that. They did that to themselves. Leslie from TBI said it was looking more and more like Summer walked away. Don, Candace didn't commit the perfect, didn't commit the perfect crime. I disagree. They said possibly, as well as possibly foul play. We definitely know an abduction wasn't there. And if she did walk away, why wouldn't she answer her mother? Why could they not find her? She didn't go down the driveway. There's no indication from the dogs that she walked down the driveway. The only scent that they got was that she moved in the direction of the dog trails. And they can't even say whether she walked, only that she was moved. Those are the facts. But you still come back to the thing, if she walked away, why could nobody hear her? When she heard her mother calling, why didn't she call back? She heard her. People on 2 mountains heard Candace calling her daughter that day. And if she did just walk away and say she hurt herself, she would be on top of the ground. They would have found her. If there was a hole or a crater in the ground, they would have found her. And she fell in. They had the dogs out there. They would have scented her around. They would have seen the hole. I just, and to each their own. I appreciate your comment. I just disagree with it. I just disagree. I think, no, Don and Candace did not commit the perfect crime, but I do believe they committed crimes. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt in me. But again, that's just based on my research that I've done. Your research may be leading you down a different path, but again, I have to look at what you're reviewing to find out if it's legit or if it's speculation. I agree. TBI needs to take over. Hawken County has big problems and can't do the job needed to find Summer. And that's what I really do. And it just like with the University of Idaho and tearing down the house 1122 King Road. They have budgetary issues. All this stuff comes to finances, right? And I truly believe that's what it is. Finances. But Tennessee, Hawkins County is a poor area. They're just a poor area. There's money there, but only a few people have it. There's a lot of poverty in the Hawkins County area. A lot of poverty, a lot of families that are barely making it. Those churches that give out food, those the citizens need that. And maybe you guys can consider that Mount Carmel church. If you guys want to donate groceries to them, I know he gives it out to the community out there, but I can tell you that the Hawkins County community is struggling, and they've been struggling since I've been there. Since this case existed and I've been there, that community has struggled. They are stellar people. We can agree on that. They aren't stellar. I spelled that wrong. Yeah, I agree with that. I think at least, if nothing more, we all have a foundation of that. Exactly. Thank you, Twin. I appreciate it. Summer is left alone for hours outside. She's been left alone for hours outside in the past. I mean, and again, it comes down to the behavior. She's used to being on that property. She's used to being left alone. Why this day would she walk away? And again, it's really suspect to me that it comes with less than 24 hours after the Department of Children and Family Services were there. And obviously, Don knew that they were coming that evening because he had strange behaviors that day, and including firing Dudley. So it seems the more and more that this case is building on my end, the less likely the less it's leaning towards she had an accident, guys. I'm sorry, it just is for me. You guys know I have been adamant that this is most likely an accident for a very long time, but I've never stopped looking into this case. And the more I look and the more I'm putting the pieces together of the timeline that as they unfold for me, it's not looking good. And that's what I told Don. Everything's coming back here. Give me somebody else I talk to. He couldn't. There's nobody left. They've went through every possibility of a person that could have abducted this child. There's no possibility of an abduction, and most of them have been cleared. The only people that have not been cleared, Don, Candace, and Grandis. Now, are there other people that haven't been cleared? Yes, there are other people that have not been fully cleared from this list. But there's a wealth of people from all the people that we had, Robin, people at the church. I mean, all these people that were called in by all these animals on the streets of YouTube that thought they just couldn't believe Don and Candace did it, just intentionally monkeying with a criminal investigation of a 5-year-old child, which I will never understand. It's disgusting. They've never been cleared. But other people have. Explain that to me. How can other people provide a good timeline, but Don, Candace, and Grandis to this day still can't provide a timeline that clears them? 3 years later. These channels that have, told you these parents are good, wholesome people, they are not. Even before Summer, it doesn't really matter. Because before Summer disappeared, Don Wells was still a piece of crap, beating on women and hurting kids and endangering kids. I'm not going to support, if he had nothing at all to do with this child, he would not get my financial support because he's a dirtbag. But at the end of the day, his daughter and her disappearance come right back to that house, and the only people at the time are her family. Those are the people of interest in this case, period. In any normal police investigation, that would be it. Last people to see her, touch her, smell her, anything. They were the last people with contact with her before her disappearance. At any other case, do we look the other way at something like that? At any other case, we would be saying it's most likely the person that was last with her and last saw her that had something to do with her. In every other aspect, in any other case that we cover, that is the standard. But for whatever reason, people have manipulated people from turning a blind eye to these very specific facts of the Summer Wells case, and why I chose to say, hey, I've done the investigation. I know what's going on. I don't know a few minor, and actually they're the details that matter in this case, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, there's only a handful of people that could be responsible that had the motive, the means, and the opportunity. Nobody else was ever seen on that property. The tree crews were cleared. The tree crew and that company can be fully cleared. People that they didn't even know, but the family that they do know can't get cleared after 3 years. But you know what? Call me stupid, but when law enforcement can't clear the parents and say that their story doesn't hold water, I think law enforcement is speaking very clear to the public. Just my opinion, though. Just my opinion. I thought that too. Maybe she was swinging high and hit the tree and they found her, but these people run their mouths constantly. Yeah. And none of that has happened though. That's not what they're alleging. They're alleging she was abducted. They're not alleging an accident. And not only that, but think about it. If she had really truly had an accident, what parent wouldn't call the doctor or the hospital or an ambulance, especially something like that? I mean, think about how many of us, I remember my granddaughter here. Oh my God. I freaked the F out. I have got to be honest with you. I about had a coronary. I literally was shaking and I was crying. This is my brand new grandbaby. Well, I shouldn't say brand new. She's about 6-7 months old, but she's still a new baby. I didn't have a crib for her. And so I put her on the bed, right? I put her on the bed and I made sure I got her because her daughter told, my stepdaughter told me how she does it sometimes. We push the bed all the way up to the wall. I packed her around, a bunch of pillows around her, right? So she wouldn't roll off. No rolling off. Perfectly fine until she woke up. Okay. Babies move. New granny. All of a sudden, I hear my granddaughter screaming. It's like pins and needles. You just that split second, it's just like, oh my God, what is going on? Thank God she was okay, but it could have been much worse. It truly could have been much worse. My granddaughter started moving. She managed to push the pillows away, and she ended up, the way the comforter was, is I have a big comforter, and it kind of rolls onto the ground because it was, I put a comforter on that bed that was a king comforter on a queen bed. So you get an idea of this comforter draping over the bed, okay? Well, she ended up rolling down. Thank God. If it wasn't for this comforter, she would have hit the hard floor. She would have hit the hard floor, and it would have been all my fault. I would have been a horrible grandmother. I would have never forgiven myself, right? But she rolled on the comforter on the ground. But when she rolled, it startled her and made her cry. She didn't have a bruise. She didn't have a bump. She didn't have anything. But still, you still rush her to the freaking doctor's office, right? Because you're freaking the F out. You're like, oh my God, she hit something. Was it her head? Tell me it's not her head. Just tell me, doc. Tell me she's not dying. Tell me she's going to be okay. I felt so bad for that. And of course, you got to teeter back and forth. Do we tell mommy? Did we tell mommy that we had a close call? I don't know. Do we tell her? I'm unsure, right? I'm unsure what to do here. She was fine. But still, it just goes to show you that, when accidents happen all the time, some of them that are our own fault, right? We did something stupid. We made a terrible decision, like putting a baby on a bed with pillows, right? A new grandma, we don't know better. I'm just listening to the daughter, I don't know better. But it doesn't matter. We make terrible decisions. But you know what? We don't go hiding those decisions, especially when it comes to the kids. We take them to the doctor and say, doctor, I messed up. I don't, is she okay? Right? I mean, you guys are probably freaking out and laughing your ass off, but you guys have not seen a freaked out Betty, okay? You guys seen a lot of Bettys, but you've never seen a freaked out Betty. And I'm telling you, when I'm freaked out, I'm delusional. Like I'm bouncing off the walls. Like, what are you doing? Just tell me she's gonna live, doctor. Tell me she's gonna live. She's living. I'm sure her mom at times probably wishes I would have just did her. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking about that. We all want to kill our kids, right? But if she did hurt herself, you kind of would expect a parent to do that. Like, even if she didn't really care and she'd be like, like we know that she like one of the kids' foot was slashed open and they decided to go out of town instead of going to the doctor and having the boy's foot stitched back up, and it permanently disfigured his foot. Again, another great example of what a great parent looks like, right? Don Wells and Candace Bly here, I mean, they have a huge gash in their son's foot, and they decide to leave town so they don't get in trouble because they didn't decide not to go to the doctor and have it stitched up. Great parents. Probably why I don't really care for them. But you know what? I will show them respect. I am looking for their daughter. If they had nothing to do with it, their daughter's disappearance, I definitely want to make sure that they're known for not having anything to do with their daughter's disappearance. But after 3 years, I haven't found anything that's changed me off that fence. Quite frankly, I just haven't. I just feel like Candace was passed out, and whatever happened to Summer, it happened.
and it was much too. It's possible. It is possible, but and there the accident theory is still on the table. It's just here recently with new information that came my way, and then it. What had happened is I had like information about this event here, and then I had information about this event here, but I didn't have any information kind of linking the events. Well, here recently over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I got that nugget of information. And that nugget of information is what's making me change my mind from the whole accident theory to something more nefarious theory. So, and I can't go over that right now with you guys, which sucks because you guys have no idea. And it doesn't look good. I can just tell you, there was some information that I was provided while I was in Tennessee that was corroborated that literally doesn't look good and makes this thing kind of change a little bit. For me, not for you, but for me, it does. That's really it. That's really all I can say. Unfortunately, that's it. So I go over here to News Nation, and they have this. They did this whole thing back at the beginning, like the middle of the year, on her 2-year milestone, and it was just going over some details of her disappearance and any information, but the details haven't changed. The details are exactly the same. She went out with her mother. She came home. She was never heard from again. I mean, that's the Reader's Digest version of it. And when you say it like that, it looks like the parents did it, because they most likely did. Because had we applied our standard and our statistics in any other case other than this one, we would be looking at the parents. For whatever reason, there was such a campaign supporting this outcry of this family, even though they had such red flags. Huge, massive red flags, but it wasn't about that. It was about bashing creators. They were supporting this family in an effort to it doesn't matter. I think it's just this whole stuff is just, people got mental illness on here. That's all I can say. They got mental illness. I have always thought Candace did it. Yeah, I think whatever happened, and not only that, it goes back to that whole statement that he said, and he acknowledged saying it. Where he said, this is long before Summer ever disappeared, guys. Long before Summer ever disappeared. Now tell me how creepy this is, okay? Seriously. He said, if anything happens to Summer, it will be on Candace's watch. If anything happens to Summer, it'll be on Candace's watch. Now, I don't know if that meant disappearing, if she dies, whatever, on Candace's watch. That came out of Don Wells' own mouth. Out of his own mouth. And listen to this. Another thing, this is something that he didn't tell me how to keep to myself. And I'm not going to. So you guys know how Summer Wells, everybody knows it's been corroborated. What I mean by corroborating, it means more than one person has made this statement, and more than one person has spoke of a situation in the same sense. So their stories, even though it was two different people, their stories didn't really change. It's a corroborated story. Don Wells, it was well known from Candace and from Candace's own mouth, as well as Don's, that Candace really didn't want a daughter. And I didn't say that she doesn't love her daughter or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I don't put words into my mouth. Only use the words that are coming out of my mouth. She didn't want a female child. I don't think she really wanted to be a mom, to be honest with you. I don't think she never really did the mom thing very well. It was more of a pain in the ass to her than anything else. I don't think she was a very nurturing person, but even then, we all know that multiple people have made this statement that Candace was adamant she didn't really want girls. She wasn't really attached to Summer. Was it her daughter? Yes. Did she do things with her daughter? Of course she did. Did she buy her stuff? Yes. Did she treat the boys better than her daughter? I believe she did. But when I was out there talking to Don just recently, I told him, and we all know that this has been the standard for 3 years. And this is what really bothered me about my conversation with Don, is that he is now putting distance between him and Summer. What do I mean by that?
I said, Don, yeah, we know she was your girl. We know that Summer was Daddy's little girl. That's He's like, no, not really, not really. She was really a mama's girl. He was distancing himself from her, and that I have a problem with. I really do. As soon as I heard him do that, I'm like, fuck. Excuse my language, but that's really what I said. I'm like, no, don't do this. And he did it. He did it. That's horrible red flag behavior. And I was just like, shit. Basically, if he ever releases the video, you guys will see I was pretty chill. I was pretty chill. But once he started doing that, I started seeing the deflective behavior, and I'm just like, crap. He wasn't keeping eye contact. He wasn't, he was deflecting. It was just, it was bad, and he was being as nice and as he could, and he was doing a great job at not answering any questions, but answering every question I wasn't asking, just things like that. These are things and behaviors that I'm actually specifically looking for when having a conversation with somebody that has done terrible things that I think or perceived has done terrible things. I'm looking for very, very specific key behaviors. And unfortunately, he was displaying just about every one of them. And that's what broke my heart. And I didn't really stay there with him or pressure him or try to do the aha gotcha moment, because that wasn't what I was there for. I really wanted to look him in his eyes and find out whether he knew what happened to his daughter or not. That's what I wanted to do. I was looking for his behaviors and how he was reacting, his body language. That's what I was looking at for him. I was looking at how he was going to answer these questions. I didn't care what he was answering. I was looking at how he was answering them. There was a lot of stuff that I was looking for in my conversation with Don, and why I could keep it light, because at the end of the day, I wasn't really looking or seeking information from him. I wanted to talk to him. There's a difference. There's a difference, a big difference. And when I was at eyeball to eyeball with him and belly to belly with him and very cordial and having a very cordial conversation, he spoke much louder to me than any word that he could ever say. And that's unfortunate.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
So I do care about Summer Wells. My heart goes out to Summer Wells. I know Summer Wells was loved by people. I feel that her parents did truly love her in their weird and twisted way. They didn't know how to love because they were never taught love. This is a family breakdown, a horrible family cycle. That's what I truly believe. Do I think Don doesn't love his daughter or Candace doesn't love their daughter? No, I don't. I think that something terrible happened, whether intentional or unintentional, and they made poor decisions thereafter. And I truly believe her case will be solved. I do believe it. I believe out of anything that her case will be solved. I truly believe it. But I will tell the people that are out in Hawkins County, you're not going to do it with your sheriff. And I'm going to say that as loud and proud as I can. Ronnie Lawson has to go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I don't care about your political ties or anything. But when Ronnie Lawson when it's time for his reelection, is he coming up for reelection this year? Because I want to be out there hitting the streets. I'm going to be campaigning against Ronnie Lawson. I don't mind taking some time out there to do it because this case needs it. But he's got to go. He can no longer be sheriff. He's too corrupt. His political influence allowed his son to escape responsibility for doing horrific things to children. And that's unacceptable for me. That is absolutely unacceptable for me. And he didn't step down and he didn't keep his nose out of it. And his son got a sweetheart deal, and it's because of who his daddy was. And that is unacceptable to me when it comes to our children. I do not like political corruption. If you know anything about me, you know I'm a straight arrow when it comes to stuff. I'm a law and order person. I follow the law explicitly. I don't like rule breakers. I don't like, and I've done it myself. So it's like when I do it, trust me, I come down on myself like a ton of bricks. I don't like rule breakers. And one more important thing, I don't like our people that we put in office conducting themselves in this manner. I think it's disgusting. If nothing more, your family should be held to a higher standard, not a lower one. So when your family does stuff like diddling with kids, you should have the book thrown at you more so than a normal person. That's how I look at things. If my politicians, whether they're friends or not, break the law, they need to be held accountable for it. They need to be held accountable for it. And so does this sheriff. He's not a law and order guy. He plays favoritism. He applies the law incorrectly. He's got corruption all over his community. He's not a good sheriff. He's just one that's been there forever. Maybe at one point he was, but this is where it's so important to have those laws that prevent people from going on to being a career politician and ingrained in one position for their lifetime. It's toxic. It causes problems. That's why we have limitations on the timing that they can have. But Hawkins County has got to have some major changes in it if we're going to get Summer Wells. These are the two things that we have. There's two strategies that we can do. One is just rocking the boat and being the boil on the butt of TBI to take over this case. And the other is to get Ronnie Lawson off his high horse and get a new sheriff in town. And make sure that sheriff understands we need a sheriff that's going to fight for this baby girl. This has got to be their priority. Whatever kind of task force that they need to put in place, it needs to be directed for this little girl right here. That's what we can do. That's what we can do. Now, we have some strategies to do it. Again, the creators that would like to be a part of something like this, I'm telling you, it's going to be hard work, but we're going to need our audience in order to get it done. It's got to be thousands of people. This is going to be the only way we're going to get through to this place is saying we've had enough. Something has got to be done. They're dragging their ass. They're dragging their feet. They don't have the budget. They don't have the resources. We need help. This child needs help. All right, guys. Well, that's what I have for today. We're going to be going down this road of Summer Wells. We're going to be revisiting this case. I am working on a documentary with Summer Wells. Right now, I'm doing this. This is my personal blood, sweat, and tears. I've gotten like literally the intro going into the movie, the documentary completed. Now, I did add a little bit of some Olivia at the end. That's not going to be there. But it was so cute. I couldn't help but to add it, right? I couldn't help but to add it. So for those that are just tuning in, we are going to be doing a new, I had to reduce the quality in order to bring it up here. But for those that are just tuning in that would like to see what I'm working on, again, this is what I've got. I'm going to be expanding on this. I don't know how long this will eventually be by the time I'm completed with it. I'm hoping that it'll be completed in 2 to 3 weeks. But I am working very, very hard on it, and it is going to be my documentary about my journey on the Summer Wells case. And so here's the intro into it. And again, this may be changed slightly as I develop this documentary. But for those that want a sneak peek, here you go.
In a quarter mile, sharp right onto Ben Hill Road.
Okay. Should be like right here.
In a quarter mile, sharp right onto Ben Hill Road.
So we're coming up around the bend. Our sign is down.
Summer Wells sign is down. Can't even see her house now.
Sharp right onto Ben Hill Road. In 600 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Don's driveway. Do a 3-point turn. Look at this. It looks. I can't see nothing.
You have arrived.
Can't even see their house with all this great greenery. Can you do me one favor, Miss Olivia? Can you go ribbit? Ribbit, ribbit.
Again, we will be I'm not gonna that part's not gonna be in the movie. I promise it's not gonna be in the movie. But I saw it there and I thought every time I see it, it just makes me chuckle. It makes me chuckle. So she's gonna kill me when she goes to the replay of this and sees her doing the ribbit thing. I told her. Oh my God, they're gonna have to make it the long one. Reminded me. Everybody's been here this whole time waiting for me to open my gift. You're right. It's sitting next to me. We never even read the language of letting go either. So let's take a few moments and get acquainted. I hope you guys like the beginning of that. Again, it's going to take some time. That took a lot of time just to get the effects and everything right on that. And I'm still going to probably cut that a little bit shorter because it's like 1 minute and 30 seconds. I think it's going into too long, and then it's going to transition over, and we're going to kind of start right back at the beginning of the case. And so that's kind of really kind of, I'm like I said, I'm still developing as it goes. All I can do is take certain clips and get those polished. And then once I'm done getting it, put it all in order, and then hopefully having a really well rounded production of my documentary on the Summer Wells case. But it is starting off with great work so far. I'm really loving the progress, the progress on this case so far. So we'll see how it all turns out at the end. Hopefully I make you guys proud. It'll be my very first documentary that I've ever done by myself. A lot of the documentary stuff that we record, we do a lot of stuff, and we give it to Olivia, right? We give it to Olivia. Well, Olivia's in North Carolina now, right? So us collabing is like we used to is going to be a little, are we going to collab? Of course we are. Of course we are. She's like a sister from another mister, I love her to death. I love mom. We're a happy family, right? But she's a little bit further away now. So a lot of the stuff that I relied on her, I can't rely on her. And she's got her own thing. And we're all kind of growing. So it's time for me to grow. It's time for me to grow. And so that's what this documentary is going to be all about. It's going to be about a case that really melts my heart. It's a case that we put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into. It was a case that we wanted to learn inside and out. And I feel like we did that. I feel like the information that we're lacking is the same information that law enforcement is lacking in this case. We put a lot of work in it, not just me, a lot of collaborators, Justice for All, Molly Golightly, Chronicles of Olivia, other creators out there that really worked very, very hard on bringing answers and finding out the truth about what happened to Summer. We knew a lot of information early on. We didn't need people to tell us because we were there. We actually asked the questions. We didn't just listen to Don Wells and Candace. We went and found the answers. We found the people that people were talking about, accusing. We tracked them down and talked to them and put them under a flippin' microscope. People don't understand the work that we did on the Summer Wells case. It was very extensive. It was very exhaustive. It was very expensive. It was very time consuming, but when we left there, we had a good understanding of what transpired, and it is sad. It is sad. Now, do we know if it's an accident or if it's something more nefarious? No, we don't. Do we know who was at the home at the time she disappeared? I believe we do. And I think what's going to shock a lot of people when this story is broke, and when this story does have arrest, and when this story does go public and you do learn a lot of the details, I think what you're going to find out is Dawn Wells was home at the time as well. I think that's going to be the shocker that a lot of us are going to have to come to realize, is that everything Don has told us for 3 years has not been true. He did, in fact, have his children at his job that day. He did, in fact, leave and come home. He was, in fact, home at the time Summer came home, and he did leave that property. He did leave that property. So I think that that's what we're going to find out that we did not know about. Now, again, that's just a theory. That means it could hold water. It may not hold water. I'm not setting my reputation on whether it holds water or not. I just think it's something that you guys are going to probably find to be true when this is all said and done, because I can't confirm that he ever made it back to his job that day. And even with that call and him rushing home, there's no way he would have been able to take those curves at the speed he was talking about. He was a lot closer to home than he acknowledged to law enforcement or to the public. That's why he was able to get there so quickly. I think whenever he made the call, he was just literally over the Washington state line. Not Washington state line, Washington County line, rather. But again, that's truly what I think. All right, guys. Well, that's really all I have. What a beautiful day. What a great message. We had some information about Summer Wells. We had our beloved Turkey Man come up here and give us his Christmas stories and prayer over our channel, as well as over each and every one of us. We're 5 days away from Christmas. I think you guys are... Oh, my presents! My presents. I keep forgetting. This is how... Okay. I'm doing it. I'm doing it now. Oh, no, that's not it either. Where's my last? There's my last. All right. Shut up. All right, I'm opening the presents. Quit yelling at me. All right, let's see what's in store for Bullhorn Betty. Let's see. Box caught on my little pluggy thingies. Hold on a second. Get back. All right, let's see. What do we got? What we got? Oh, and I want to let you ladies know, my mod squad, I've already used the rain jacket. Shit. Golly. This box is not doing me well. It keeps snagging on literally everything. I can't even hear. I don't have my ears in. It just pulled my ears out. All right. Let's see if we can do this. Lord have mercy. How much tape you got on this stuff? All right. What is this? All right. Oh, I think I opened the box upside down. All right, let's get everything out so I make sure that the box is empty. Okay, I think this is okay. Good. All right, let's see what the real me too has gotten. The real me. Coconut body wash. Let's open this up. We got nothing but time here. Ooh, look at that. Pink conditioning body wash. I love it. Thank you. Let's keep going. Ooh. What do we got here? Ooh, we got body lotion. We got the whole set. Let's Let's see what else we got. There's something else in here. Let's see what this is. And the Real Me too. The big box came in too. So you get to see me open the big box too. I just wish I got better scissors. And body spray. So we have the whole set. I love it. I love it. And I will use that body wash because that's what I do use for body wash is Victoria's Secret. And my body wash is almost empty. So that. All right, guys. All right, here we go. Let me take this off. I don't want to accidentally bash you. Sorry. Make sure your name and everything's off here. Just to be on the safe side. Just to be on the safe side. I'm almost done. Hold on a second. I don't want to get your... Give me just a second. Let me just get one more little piece off here. Perfect. Sorry. It was your shipping label. I know as soon as I open that box, it's probably going to show everybody what's on there. So, all right. Here. This box is bigger than Bullhorn Betty. This box is bigger than Bullhorn Betty. All right, what do we got? Oh, hope I didn't just ruin it. Good Lord. I think I'm going to call her like I don't know, the tape Nazi or something. I mean, jeez Louise. I think I just need different scissors. These are bad scissors. I'm not cutting. I feel like it's Christmas morning and I'm fighting with my damn package. Did I see Lori Lowe in here? Hey, Lori. Are you going? I was meaning to say, are you going to the church service? It's Saturday, because Christmas Eve they have like 5 different services, but I was thinking about going to the Saturday service the night before, and I'm horrible about calling people, so you're gonna have to smack me when you see. But I wanted to see if you wanted to go. We can either ride together or we can ride separately and just meet there and maybe do dinner afterwards if you want, or maybe go there and do dinner before. Let me know. Just give me a call later. You should have my number. I'm horrible about calling. If you call me, I answer typically. But if you call and I don't answer, I call back. You can ask the Real Me too. I'm horrible about making phone calls, but good about calling people back. I don't know what it is about me. I feel like I'm going to stab myself in the neck in just a second with these scissors. There we go. Now I don't have to worry. I was trying to slice it. And like when I went to pull it, it looked like it was. We've got a card. Let's see what the card has to say. Friend, you're a blessing in any season for so many reasons. I love it. It says, I want you to know how special you are and to thank you for all the ways your faith and friendship have blessed my life. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. Love the Real Me too. Thank you. And she's got a beautiful little letter. Let's see what it says. It says, first, let me start by saying thank you for your friendship. I always enjoy getting together for lunch and engaging in great conversation. I know it's been an emotional year for you, as it's been for all of us who love and support you. I've been so fortunate to have been out in the field with you and see what goes on behind the camera. I don't think many realize that where most of your hard work really is sitting. I don't think many realize that where most of your hard work really is sitting behind the desk is easy. Being on the road is the hard part, which is costly and can be dangerous at times too. I know how much running around you do when you're out in the field on your cases, covering and looking for answers. I've seen you walk into the DA's office and the police department seeking answers or asking questions. I know your dedication for the victims and their families comes from your heart. I know you're always a giver and always give back and would help anyone in need. I know that the cases you cover emotionally affect you. I know that's because of you and the kind and generous help from your mods, members, and subs. A 6-year-old boy and his mom will have an amazing Christmas, and so should you. I wanted to give back to you and make you know how much I admire what you do and let you know how much love and respect I have for you, along with all the Coffee Club crew. I pray for peace and happiness for everyone and wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hope 2024 will be a year for love, not hate. Merry Christmas, the real me too. Aw, that is so incredibly sweet. Thank you so much, the real me too. Thank you. Thank you. Now let's get on with this tape. Oh, good. I still have one more quarter to do. No. Okay, I'm doing the scissors the opposite way, so I don't feel like it's coming toward my eyes or my neck. I think she did this on purpose just to see me. She made me say I would open this online, and now I know why. She wanted to see me struggle to get all this damn tape off this package. I'm just joking. Why is everything catching on everything here? All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, wow. You gave me like Christmas gifts. Oh my gosh. The real me too. Oh, good Lord. Thank you, love. This is too much. Aww. Aww. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see what we got here. I think I got everything. Did I just, oh, my coffee. Oh, wow. I knocked a whole bunch of stuff off. I heard one of the hate channels, they were asking me about why I have the boots behind me. It's because they sparkle and shine like me. Duh. All right, let's go through these. What do we got? What do we got here? I'm bubble wrapped out. If anybody needs bubble wrap, don't worry about it. Come see Bullhorn Betty. I got plenty on stock. Oh, this is cute. This one says, Betty, I thought you could use a good troll, one that loves you too. I found a forever troll named Olivia. I must have a little. I will be with Olivia forever. This is too cute. And look at that. It comes. I can use this. Look at that. For our recipes, we have a recipe box now. Look at that. I'm going to save the big one for last. I don't know what it is. I'm always so superstitious about the big ones. I'm going to save the big gift for last. I'm going to save the big gift for last. Ooh, what is it? Isn't that cute? It's so cute. It's taped. We're gonna have to get a GoFundMe together for the real me too. She obviously has an addiction to tape, so we need to replenish her tape because apparently she sent the store's tape down to my house on all these packages. Oh Lord. All right. Let's stop. Oh my God. You can't even pull them apart. What'd you do? Super glue these suckers together? You got some go-go gadget tape rip it off. I'm ripping it off. I'm ripping it off. I am not smarter than the Real Me Too's tape, okay? I'm not smart. Oh, that's how it was taped. Look at this. She's got big old pieces of tape. Look at that. Now I still can't split it apart because she's got more tape right here. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, I got them apart finally. Look at how much tape she puts on everything. Look at it. Good Lord, lady. Don't you know you're the cause of our tape depletion? Aww. How do you open this thing? More tape. More tape. Is there a secret on how you... I'm having so much fun with this, I can't even tell you guys. All right, let's see if we can... I finally broke into it. By the time I get done opening the Real Me Too's Christmases, I will be able to escape Alcatraz. I promise you. I'm going to be the newest member on the America's Most Wanted for escaping Alcatraz. I have experience now. I have experience. Oh my God! Little bullhorns. Little bullhorns. I got bullhorns. You guys know I'm going to be wearing these. I'm official. I officially have bullhorn earrings for Bullhorn Betty. I love it. This is really cute. Thank you so much, Karen. This really makes me feel really special. I appreciate it. You know, Connie sent stuff. The Mod Squad sent stuff. This is so precious. You guys really did brighten my holiday season. I now have the secret sauce on how to get into this. I gotta use the knife. Come on. Oh, there it goes. More tape. Where do I get the tape off? There we go. More bullhorns. I love it. Can you guys see that? I love it. And just to show you the other ones. I love it. Thank you. You're going to see me wear these. Okay, so there's that. Thank you. Good Lord. This was really kind. Thank you, Karen, so much. Did I miss letters or anything on that? Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. Okay. And this one says, Merry Christmas, BHB, a gift for 20 pleasurable moments not recommended when you're live. Should we open it? We'll save this one for the last one. I have to peek into it before I open it live. Okay, I'm gonna have to peek into it before I open it live. So we'll go. Well, let's look at this one. See if there's any messages of beware on. And just to let you know, the whole entire top is taped. I mean, just in case you guys were curious if this had tape on it. I have to tell you, the Real Me Too did warn me about the level of tapage. I think she herself realized she has a problem with tape. Okay, she forewarned me. Ooh la la! Oh, Under Armour! Yay! Nice pink hat for Bullhorn Betty. Oh, sorry. Let's get the gangster going on. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty channel, where we love Christmas. I love it. Thank you, and I will use it. I always have to have hats because I'm fair-skinned, and I'm always out. When I get out in the field, I gotta have something. Okay, we're gonna wait for that one. Don't worry, guys. There's plenty of tape on this one to go around too. I bet you if we took the cape from the Real Me Too, I think we would wrap the Earth at least once. Okay, I don't know if we'll make it the second round of the Earth, but we definitely have enough tape over here to wrap the Earth at least one time. Okay, at least once. I don't want to tear this because look at that. Isn't that so cute? Look at that. I love that. I don't want to ruin the packaging in this one. Yeah, look at that. How good is that? Look at that. Bullhorn Betty kept it. I love that. I never thought about. I'm gonna have to look at how you did that whole thing with the. Oh, I love that. I never even thought about spreading it out like that. I usually let them just kind of. I love how you did that. I'm keeping that so I can use it as. I'm checking for tape. Where do I need to cut? Where do I need to cut? I know I need to cut something. I'm going to tease Karen for until the cows come home about this tape, her addiction to tape. Open! She's screaming, open! Oh, yay! I got something for me out in the field, something smaller! Yay! Yay! Thank you. You know what? Olivia has been telling me I need to get one of these, and I keep fighting her on it, and she tells me I'm a dork. Let me put that. I need to find my backpack. My backpack's right here. As a matter of fact, I'm putting this right in my backpack. Let me take this new tag off. Perfect. It's already in the backpack. And I love it because, those are things I need. Like even Connie gave me a foldable one that has has these little, it's perfect. This is absolutely the stuff I need when I'm out in the field. An Under Armour thing I can use. Probably won't use it outside of the field because I don't really go anywhere. But when I do go somewhere, I need to go. All right. Without further ado, we have 2 more packages left. This is definitely one I'll open in front of you. The other one I've already received the disclaimer that I may not want to open it live. So I'll take a look under the hood to see if I will show you guys or not. When are you going to realize it drives you crazy? What is this? All right, it's a box. It's a big box. What is inside? And it comes with its tape. She said when I talked to her yesterday, she's like, "You're gonna kill me." And I said, "Why would I kill you?" She's like, "Just wait and see. You're gonna kill me." All right, I'll wait and see. I can't imagine wanting to kill you. Now I understand why she said that. She taped me out of my own presence. She decided to go Ruby Frankie. That was a bad joke. I know. I'm probably going to get hate mail over it. That's okay. They hate me enough. Might as well give them a reason to. What is it? Oh, love it. For all of my trips, I got warm stuff. Thank you. I guess we're seeing a theme with my colors, aren't we? Oh, I love it. Oh. This is what I'm going to need today. It's getting cold here in Florida. I woke up and I went to the store already. And of course I go in my flip-flops and my toes, my poor little toes are freezing before I got in the store, but I got everything I need. So now I got a whole outfit, perfect with pink hat, pink sweater, and don't forget my bullhorns. I'm gonna be wearing bullhorns. It's official. It's Bullhorn Gate. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I was going to say, well, no, I can't remember which other ones I got here.
I don't really think I have anything else. Modern Police. So I have nothing left to push. And I can't push the BS button because I'm happy. I'm happy. I got oh, yeah, let's look at this one. Let me not forget. Hold on. Let me see. She gives us a disclaimer. Pleasurable moments not recommended when you're live. Okay, so I'm going to take it out of the eyesight of you, and let me just look in here and see. I got the joke now. I got the joke, and so are you. All right. Because of my very embarrassing foodgasm, she told me that I might want to keep this off of YouTube. That was so embarrassing, but I love that. So I wasn't expecting it to hit like that, you know. But when I took that sip, it was just that moment where like your mouth just it was like fireworks going off in your mouth. I'm like, oh, so good. And I couldn't help it. It was an embarrassment. It was an embarrassment. I was embarrassed. To be honest. So I will be having my drinkgasm probably about 2 minutes after I kill my live here. I just want to thank you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys really brighten my day. And I got to say, this is great. This is great. Guys, God bless you. Make it a great Wednesday. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe and kind to one another, especially in the comment box below. You don't know what type of person, what type of day they're having, and you can truly make or break them. We want to inspire people. We don't want to see people expire. So take care, guys. We'll see you back here at 12:30. We're going to be going over Kelly Siegler part 2. Sorry, everything kind of got a little crazy yesterday. We had an extra gift. I got the gift over to the church. By the time I got back here and handled the much needed stuff that I had to do, it just made it next to impossible to go live because I was in the middle of working, right? that little 1 minute and 30-second clip. I can't even speak. That 1 minute and 30-second clip didn't just magically appear. I can tell you that. Like I said, I have an absolute and utter appreciation for the work that Olivia does. So guys, go make it a great day, and don't forget to be kind to one another. It is the holiday season. It's time to do an act for a perfect stranger. It does good to do good. Come across over here to the good channels on YouTube. Here at the Bullhorn Betty channel, we denounce online bullying, online harassment, and we ask people to be kind this time of the year. Will it happen? Of course not. Why? Because they're the reasons why I do what I do. God bless.
In a quarter mile, sharp right onto Ben Hill Road.
Okay. It should be like right here.
In a quarter mile, sharp right onto Ben Hill Road.
Our sign is down. Our Summer Wells sign is down. Can't even see their house now.
Sharp right onto Ben Hill Road. In 600 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Look at this, it looks, I can't see nothing.
You have arrived.
house with all this great,
Can you do me one favor, Miss Olivia? Can you go ribbit?
Ribbit, ribbit.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.